Hello! Welcome to Words You Need, Block 3, Lesson 2. Words 51 to 100. Так как этот блок для тех, кто уже нормально общается на английском, я буду в основном говорить на английском. So, let's go! 51 слово, the 51st word. Общество стало более равноправным, чем было раньше. Society is more Society is more equal than it used to be. Here we have connected speech. More equal, because equal begins with a vowel, E. It's more equal than it used to be. We often use this word when we talk about maths. You know, 1 plus 1 equals 2. And this is the equals sign. The equals sign. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Эти два преступления не равны между собой. These two crimes are not These two crimes are not equal. And here we can use connected speech again. They're not equal. They're not equal. Not equal. Not equal. It's equal. We connect the words. They're not equal. But if we want to emphasize equal, then we don't use connected speech. They're not equal. And the pause gives emphasis. So they're not equal. Another one with equal. Они ведут кампанию за равенство. Хотят равенства. They're campaigning for equality. Connected speech. For equality. For equality. It's like one word. For equality. They are campaigning for equality. Равенство. And one more. Этот вопрос столь же сложен. Столь же. I never use that phrase in Russian. Столь же. Anyway, in English, this question is equally difficult. Again, connected speech is equally difficult. What are some other words we use with equally? Let's have a look. Equally important. This issue is equally important. It doesn't like my issue. Let's try again. This issue is equally important. That's better. This medicine is equally good. This technique is equally effective. This argument is equally valid. I don't know. Do you use столь же in all these cases? Столь же? I don't know. But equally. Good word for you. Okay, next word, 52. Банки часто звонят мне с разными предложениями. Как будет здесь часто? Конечно, есть слово often, но это слово на «ф». Banks frequently call me with different offers. Frequently. They frequently call me with different offers. Try to clip the e because we have this unvoiced k. Frequent. Frequently. They frequently call me with different offers. And он один из наших самых частых посетителей. He is one of our most frequent visitors. So if something happens frequently, it happens often. And also, frequency, if we talk about waves, radio waves, they have a frequency. What's that? I can't remember. Maybe you know what that is in Russian. The frequency of a wave. And it's regular. So the idea of frequent is часто и регулярно. Frequently. Okay, next one. 53. Мое поколение выросло без интернета. My generation. My generation grew up without the internet. My generation. I wonder if you know what we call different generations. We have baby boomers, then we have Gen X, then we have millennials, and then Gen Z. I don't know what... Gen Y. Maybe it was the millennials. But baby boomers, it's like 1950 to 65, something like that. 1965 to 1985, something like that. Or maybe it's 1980. I don't remember. 1980. Millennials, 1980 to 1995. And then Gen Z, 1995 to something like 2010. So I'm a millennial. That's my generation. I'm a millennial. What generation are you? Okay, another word. 54. Говорят, что он убил великана. Как будет великан in English? They say that he killed a giant. Giant. Some people read this word wrong. It's not g. Giant. Giant. And it's also an adjective. So let's see what words often come after giant. Let's see. A giant leap. That's what Neil Armstrong said, the first man on the moon. One small step for man, comma, one giant leap for mankind. The first words on the moon. Talk about a giant step, giant planets, a giant squid, the kalmar. So different words with giant. Next one, 55. Изменения вводились постепенно. What's постепенно? It begins with g. The changes were introduced gradually. Oops. The changes were introduced gradually. Постепенно. Gradually. Gradual changes. 56. Машина застряла в грязи. What's грязь here? Not dirt. Begins with m. Грязь. The car is stuck in the mud. And in England, gрязь is usually mud because dirt is dry. Mud is wet. And of course, in England, it rains a lot. A day rarely goes by without rain. And so, gрязь, the dirt, it rarely dries. So usually it's mud. And only occasionally, sometimes in the summer, it dries out and it turns to dirt. But usually it's mud. The car is stuck in the mud. And the adjective собака мокрая и в грязи. Собака в грязи. The dog is wet and muddy. With this word, don't say mud, muddy. A long m before a short vowel. Muddy. It's muddy. Muddy. Hold the m. Muddy. It's muddy. Okay, next one. Моя работа заключается в том, чтобы обеспечить бесперебойную работу фабрики. Здесь слово «работа» переводим. It is my job to ensure the smooth Работа фабрики. The smooth It is my job to ensure the smooth operation of the factory. Operation. So factories don't really work in English. That's not the work, it's the operation. The operation of the factory. And actually, we also use like operator. For example, the man who is sitting in a crane, making the crane move on the building site. My friend is a crane operator. So he's the man who he operates a crane. Or my friend is an expert drone operator. So you can operate machines, and factories have like the operation of the factory when they're working. So operation. It's not only operация. 58. Ферменты вырабатываются в поджелудочной железе. Maybe there are 3 new words for you here. Enzymes, fermenты, enzymes are вырабатываются in the pancreas. Enzymes are produced in the pancreas. And here you can hear how my du is pronounced like j, produced. It's like I'm saying juice. Produced in the pancreas. Produced. They're produced in the pancreas. And the noun. Нам нужно увеличить производство удобрений. We need to increase the production of fertilizer. Production. And of course, if there's production, then we get products. But be careful with the word products. These are our best products. The stress is on the first syllable, not like продукты in Russian. Products. So it's produce, production, but products. And there's another word. This is our best produce. And produce is natural. So it's usually vegetables, fruit, nuts, etc. That's produce. So produce is natural, and products, they are manufactured. So the products come from the factory. Let's do that. Products come from a factory, and produce comes from a farm. Products, the factory, produce, the farm. Okay, 59. Я почувствовал такое облегчение, когда услышал, что они в безопасности. Вот такое облегчение. I felt so... Вот облегчение было. I felt so relieved when I heard that they were safe. Relieved. Relieved. Много й. A lot of й before a voiced v sound. Relieved. Relieved. I felt so relieved when I heard that they were safe. The verb to relieve. My colleague came to relieve me. This means he came, чтобы заменить меня, to take my place. So I was working, I was concentrating, and my colleague relieved me. So I could relax. So it's this idea of being освобожден от напряжения. То есть облегчение. Relieved. I was relieved. And the phrase we use a lot, in Russian maybe you don't say какое облегчение very often, but we say this a lot in English. What a relief. Or, it was such a relief. Thank goodness. That's our Slava Bogu. Thank goodness. It was such a relief. Phew. Выдох. And number 60. Равномерно распределите сливочное масло по хлебу. Распределите. In English it's spread the butter evenly on the bread. Spread the butter evenly on the bread. Spread it. Spread it. Try to make a good lots of r. Spread. It's a long word. Spread. Spread. Lots of spread. Новости тоже новости распространяются. Масло, не знаю, распространяется или распределяется, но новость распространилась быстро. The news spread quickly. It spread. And 60. Это убеждение широко распространено. This is one word. This belief is widespread. It's a widespread belief. What else can be widespread? Let's have a look. What else can be widespread? Широко распространяется. Widespread use. Yeah. Widespread use of online media destroyed the newspaper industry. Widespread. This policy has widespread support. Все поддерживают практически. There is widespread corruption in the country. Коррупция широко распространяется. What else? He resigned after widespread criticism. If everybody criticized him, criticism was widespread. Widespread criticism. So, that's 10 words. So, if you like, you can go over to hopkinsenglish.com and do the tasks to practice this group of 10. Or you can stay with me and do the next 10. Наша первая попытка оказалась неудачной. Our first попытка Our first attempt was unsuccessful. Everybody knows попытаться, стараться is to try, but there's also the verb to attempt. So, we tried to climb the mountain. We attempted to climb the mountain. To try, to attempt, they're synonyms. But if you need a noun, our first attempt, our second attempt, our third attempt, then it's better. Our first try, our second try, our third try, it's very informal. Our first attempt, our second attempt, our third attempt, it's more formal. 62. На конференции присутствовало много экспертов. Присутствовать. Many experts attended the conference. What else do we attend? Let's have a look. Attended. We'll do it in collocates, I think. So we do attended, and then let's have up to 3 words and a noun. Let's see what we get. Of course, to attend university. 2,000 students attend my university. Yeah, we can definitely use that. A famous singer attended my school. He didn't attend the lesson yesterday. So we use attends to talk about university, school, etc., classes. It works for church. We don't say, I attended the museum. Sometimes people think, я посетил. Посетил – это attend. I attended the museum. Посетил музей. No, we don't attend museums. We attend events, and we attend universities, schools, things like that. Conferences too. 63. Не могу сосредоточиться, когда люди разговаривают. I can't concentrate when people are talking. Coffee helps me to concentrate. It's good for my concentration. So, yes, сосредоточиться can be focus. It helps me to focus. Or concentrate, concentration. I need to concentrate. At the beginning, don't say quan, concentrate. Remember to open your mouth. Concentrate. Okay, 64. Он намеренно обманул меня. What's намеренно? Starts with D. He намеренно. He deliberately deceived me. Here the stress is on the second syllable. Deliberately. But we don't say deliberately. Deliberately. We stretch the L. He deliberately deceived me. He did it deliberately. Deliberately. Let's see what goes with deliberately, actually. That would be interesting. Deliberately followed by a verb. He deliberately chose. He deliberately chose not to come to the party. Like, it wasn't случайно. He did it deliberately. He deliberately left cake on the table to tempt me. Хотел меня соблазнить. He deliberately left it on the table. She deliberately misled the court. Намеренно, she misled the court. Like, she led them in the wrong direction. She deceived the court. Deliberately. Okay. 64. Это была преднамеренная попытка обмануть меня. Here the adjective. It was a deliberate attempt to deceive me. Deliberately, deliberate. Hold the L. Liberate. Okay, 65. Она даже не поздоровалась со мной, когда я вернулся домой. Даже не поздоровалась. She didn't even greet me when I came home. Grrr. Remember, lips forward to get a good R sound. Grrr. Greet me. She didn't greet me when I came home. Didn't even greet me. The noun. Она шлет тебе привет. She sends her greetings. I think this word sounds quite old-fashioned now. I have a friend who he often, instead of hello, says, greetings. Greetings, one and all. It sounds quite literary. Like the kind of language you would find in a book. But for him, it's like his fishka. It's his thing to say. Greetings. But I would say it's quite literary, quite formal. So you don't need to start your letters to people. Greetings. Just say hello. But the word exists. Greetings. To 66. Я стригу ногти раз в неделю. I think you know ногти in English. I cut my nails once a week. Nails. I need to cut my nails. And nails is not only ногти, потому что в этих старых досках есть гвозди. There are nails in these old planks. Just listen to how I said there are nails. There. I don't say there are. I say there are. There are nails. There are nails. There. There are nails in these old planks. There are nails. There are nails in these old planks. Okay, next one. Как связаны эти проблемы? Beginning with r. Как связаны? How are these issues How are these issues related? So maybe you know the words connected, linked. You can also use related. How are they related? Another use of this word. Я могу понять вашу ситуацию. Я сочувствую. Я могу сочувствовать. Вам, вас, вам. I can relate to your situation. I can relate to him. I can relate to her. She's very relatable. She's easy to relate to. So if it's easy to relate to someone, she's relatable, it's easy to understand her, to know where she's coming from, to get along with her. Relatable. Easy to relate to. Easy to find. It's easy to find common ground. Like we share this. We can relate. And this is maybe the most common word here. Maybe not most common, but the one everybody knows. У меня есть дальний родственник в Нью-Йорке. Родственник, родственники. I have a distant relative in New York. Relative. A nice r sound. Relative. Relative. And one more. Эти проблемы не связаны между собой. Они не связаны. These issues are unrelated. Unrelated. There's no relationship. They are unrelated. Okay. Next one. Я заметил значительное улучшение. Everybody should know this word. Значительное. In Russian, знак. What is знак in English? Of course, знак is a sign. And we can find a sign in this word. I noticed a significant improvement. Significant. What else can be significant? Significant. Let's have a look. Significant differences. Значительные разницы. Отличия. Don't know. Significant amount. Значительное количество. Yes, we use that a lot. We spent a significant amount of time in the bar. A significant number of people opposed my idea. He played a significant role in the negotiations. В переговорах. Significant roles. Важен. Can you say значительный роль? In Russian, maybe. Significant role, as you can see, it's used a lot. And as you can see here, if you look at the numbers, 5,000, 4,000, 1,000, These phrases are very, very common in English. So try to add this word to your vocabulary if you don't use it already. Another one. This is the adverb. В этом году температура значительно выше. Значительно. Temperatures are significantly higher this year. So, significant, significantly. Pronunciation, significant. Try to hold the n. Don't say significant, hold the n. Significant. Significant. Okay, next one. Его вклад был незначителен. Not significant. His contribution was insignificant. Insignificant. Okay, 69. Я был солдатом 10 лет. Soldat in English, I think you know. I hope you pronounce it correctly. I was a soldier for 10 years. Soldier. 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 It's a j sound. I know it's a d, but we say j. Soldier. And try to get dark l as well. Not le, soldier. Soldier. Ooh. We pronounce it ooh here at the back of our mouth, in our throat. Ooh. Soldier. Soldier. It's difficult, but you can do it. Soldier. Soldier. And number 70. Я больше не хочу страдать. What is страдать in English? I don't want to suffer anymore. Suffer. Long suffer. Suffering. I want this suffering to end. Put an end to my suffering. So, страдание, suffering, страдать, to suffer. Long suffer. And there is an adjective, or невыносим, quite literary. He is insufferable. One word. Insufferable. I don't know. His jokes are insufferable. Insufferable. It seems like my computer doesn't like that word. Невыносим. Insufferable. And that's another 10 words. Well done. So, you can press pause, go and practice the words, or we will continue to the next set. Number 71. Мы пока ничего не достигли. We haven't достигать. We haven't achieved anything yet. Don't forget connected speech. Haven't achieved. Haven't achieved. We use connected speech even more often when the stressed syllable is not the first syllable. Sometimes if the first syllable is stressed, then we do a little pause before the stressed syllable. But here, the second syllable is stressed, so connected speech. Haven't achieved. Haven't achieved. And the pause is actually before the ch. Haven't achieved. Haven't achieved. We haven't achieved anything yet. And the noun. Это мое величайшее достижение. It is my greatest achievement. Connected speech. Greatest achievement. Greatest achievement. Don't forget about it. Next one, 72. Это искусственный снег. Искусственный. This is artificial snow. Now here, R is stressed, the first syllable. This is artificial snow. So often I would not use connected speech because the first syllable is stressed. This is artificial snow. It's artificial. What other things can be artificial? Artificial. Of course, artificial intelligence, AI. AI is artificial intelligence. We can also talk about artificial light was used to make the film. Or they have artificial turf in their stadium. Это искусственная трава. What's artificial gravity? I have no idea what that is. Anyway, artificial, искусственный. Они пытаются сбить вас с толку. Сбить кого-то с толку. They are trying to They are trying to confuse you. Now, I think it's difficult to find a perfect translation in Russian for confuse, confusing, confusion. Maybe there's not one word that gives exactly the same idea, but confuse, if something's confused, it's all mixed up. Все непонятно, вот отсутствие порядок, вот путаница. They're trying to confuse you. That's the idea. And of course, we use this word a lot. Иногда грамматика сбивает с толку. They also say сбивает с толку here. I would just say непонятный. Вот грамматика непонятна. Sometimes grammar is confusing. I wonder what often comes before, or which nouns often come close to the word confusing. I don't know if this will work, but I'm going to try. Confusing. Let's see which words can often be found. Well, yes, people, things, situation. It's a confusing situation. People are confusing. It's a confusing process. So if you can't understand something, then it's confusing. I can't understand it. I can't understand her behavior. I am confused by her behavior. Confused. The important thing is it's not confus, is it? Confus is something a bit different, I think, in Russian. So confused, the translation suggests he's сбит с толку. Maybe it's a good translation. And one more. Не хочу создавать путаницу. I don't want to cause confusion. Cause confusion. Сбить всех с толку. Создавать путаницу. Oh, confusing, confused. I'm so confused. Не знаю, что делать. Confused. Okay, very easy word. Why is it here? Эта сумка от Gucci подделка. Everybody knows. This Gucci bag is fake. But I want to give you the verb to fake. I think she's faking it. For example, she's faking an injury. So she's not really injured. She's faking it. She's pretending to be injured. So you can fake something. What else can you fake? This is a bit risky. I don't know what's going to come up here. Fake. And then we should use collocates, I think. Fake, noun, to. What are we gonna get? Fake news, yeah. It's not the verb. We'll have to do faked. Faked. Faked, yeah, that's a good one. He faked his death. They faked the moon landing. Some people think the moon landing was faked. She faked a pregnancy. So she pretended to be pregnant. So faked. It's also a verb. There you go. 75. Я люблю его, несмотря на его недостатки. So here, I love him despite his faults. There's another word, flaws, which means the same. So, despite his flaws, that one, despite his faults. Sort of the same idea. A fault is something that doesn't work properly. So, for example, my phone screen is faulty. It means the screen's not working properly. It's faulty. There is a fault, and people have faults too. We don't always work perfectly, so we have faults. And we also use the word fault when we say "Я не виноват." Это же не моя вина. It is not my fault. Kids say this a lot. It's not my fault. Yeah, but it's not my fault. It's not my fault. No, not my fault. And then this is the word faulty. Наше измерительное оборудование неисправно. Our measuring equipment is faulty. Faulty. It's this this dark l again. Faulty. Not faulty, but full. The tip of your tongue goes down. L. Faulty. Faulty. Ooh, faulty. Okay, 76. Она осторожно открыла упаковку. She opened the package carefully. Package. Try to make a very short package. She opened the package carefully. Я не знаю, что делать со всей этой упаковкой. Sometimes when you buy things online, the упаковка is more than the product itself. And the word for this is I don't know what to do with all this packaging. So there's too much packaging. Why did they send so much packaging? It's the wrapping paper, the box, the plastic bag, etc. All of that together is packaging. Она побледнела. What's the word? Она побледнела. She turned pale. Pale. She turned pale. What can be pale? Let's have a quick look. Pale. She's got pale skin. We use it with colours. She wore a pale green dress. I'll have a pale ale. It can't cope with pale ale. But светлое пиво is pale ale, which sounds nice to say, a pale ale. I'll have a pint of pale ale with connected speech. Pale ale. Pale ale. Number 78. Это рыба сырая. This fish is... This fish is raw. Or Americans would say raw. But British English, raw. He eats raw eggs. And here, raw eggs. In British English, you can hear this linking r. Because when I say raw, floor, it's the same or sound. So you can find a linking r in a phrase like that. Raw eggs. Raw eggs. Next one. Nie, ни о чем не жалею. Ни о чем. I have no regrets. It's a good attitude in life. I have no regrets. 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 And the verb. Я сожалею, что пришел сюда. I regret coming here. Regret, and then the ing form. How many more words can we find like that? Regret, and then VVG. I regret saying. Oh, I regret saying that. I regret leaving so soon. I regret making that mistake. I regret getting lost. I regret taking her to the party. Some things to regret. Regret. I regret doing that. Next one. Number 80. Я работаю в охранной компании. Охранной компании. I work for a security company. American pronunciation, security, secure. British pronunciation, security, security, like an or sound, security. Just don't say security. Security. Make the stressed or long. Security. And try to aspirate the k. Security. Lots of aspiration. Security company. Security. We can also say online security is very important. Online security. And actually we can also use the word insecure. I don't have a sentence for this, but my daughter is insecure about her appearance. She suffers from insecurity. So insecurity, and to be insecure is like, когда, неуверенности. Вот когда человек постоянно переживает о чем-то внутри себя. He's insecure. Он постоянно в себе сомневается. He's insecure about it. Insecurity. And that is another 10 words. So, if you like, put it on pause, practice the words, or we'll move on to the next set. Number 81. Я хочу поздравить вас со сдачей экзамена по вождению. Everybody knows this word. I want to congratulate you on passing your driving test. The problem that people have with this word is that Russian speakers sometimes use it too much. Because in Russian, you don't only поздравить со сдачей экзамена, but you also поздравить с Рождеством, с Новым годом, с днем рождения, с днем машиниста электропоезда, не знаю. But we only congratulate people on their achievements. We only congratulate people on their achievements. And for us, Christmas is not an achievement. New Year is not an achievement. And even birthdays. A birthday is not an achievement. You might think, oh, you lived another year, maybe. But for us, it's not an achievement. We don't say congratulations on someone's birthday. But we do say congratulations on your wedding anniversary. So living a year is not an achievement. Being married for another year is an achievement. No, not isn't. Is an achievement. Congratulations on your wedding anniversary. So, congratulations, it's for achievements, it's for wedding anniversaries. Congratulations on the birth of your son. That's definitely an achievement. So, congratulations for achievements. Next. 82. На мне была хлопковая рубашка. Хлопок. I think you know this word. I was wearing a cotton shirt. And эта рубашка изготовлена из хлопка. This shirt is made of cotton. Just make sure you say ka, not quo, or ka, ka. Open your mouth and then say k. Cotton. Cotton. And the is really short because it comes before an unvoiced t. Cotton. Cotton. It's made of cotton. Another very easy word. Температура составляет 31 градус. The temperature is 31 degrees. There. But degrees are interesting because we use it for temperature. We also use it when we measure angles. Ugli. Is it ugli? This angle is 45 degrees. A right angle is 90 degrees. He spun around 360 degrees. Because there are 360 degrees in a circle. So they're also degrees. And they're not the only degrees because я получил диплом в Кембриджском университете. I wish. I got my degree from Cambridge University. Now, there is a word, diploma. He's got a diploma. But a diploma, it's a professional qualification. You can get it from a college. But a degree is a university level qualification. So a degree is a higher level qualification than a diploma. And maybe you know you can get a bachelor's degree. That's BA, BA, and a master's degree. That's MA. And выпускники университета будет graduates. So graduates have degrees. Okay. 84. Колумб открыл Америку. Don't say Columbus opened America. He didn't open America. He did. Columbus discovered America. He discovered America. Открыть новое место is to discover. And not only новое место. It could be новое, что-то новое связано с природой. Это будет discover. Because we can also talk about открытие пенициллина. Изменило мир. The discovery of penicillin changed the world. Discovery. And make sure your vowel, it's not carver. Discovery. Pause with a pause. Discovery. And a short vowel. Discovery. The discovery of penicillin changed the world. У моего дяди есть пистолет. I think you know this word. My uncle has got a gun. In the word gun, the longest sound is the n. Yeah, gun. 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 You need to hold the n at the end. Gun. Gun. Next one. Я никогда не летал на вертолете. I have never flown in a вертолет is a... I have never flown in a helicopter. Helicopter. Now, open your mouth. Smile. Helicopter. Helicopter. I've never flown in a helicopter. Not true. I have flown in a helicopter. Once when I was 11, I think, or 12. 87. Крайне маловероятно, что она говорит правду. Крайне. It's highly unlikely that she's telling the truth. Highly unlikely. What else can be highly? What words often come after highly? Let's have a look. Highly. Highly recommended. This restaurant is highly recommended. What else? Highly unlikely, of course. This hotel is highly regarded. This treatment is highly effective. She's highly qualified and highly skilled and highly educated. All those things. Highly qualified, highly skilled, highly educated, and another one. And highly trained. What a lot of highlys. Highly, highly, highly. Okay. Number 88. Налоги увеличиваются с каждым годом. Taxes increase every year. And increase is not only a verb, they increase every year. They increase every year. We can also talk about a noun. В прошлом году уровень преступности вырос на 25%. There was a 25% increase in crime last year. Listen carefully. It increased by 25%. There was a 25% increase. Increased stresses on the E when it's a verb. Increase stresses on the I when it's a noun. It increased. There was an increase. And when we pronounce this n-k, we use the sink tongue position. Increase. Ink. It's not only at the end of the word that we say nk, like bank, thanks, think. We also do it in the middle of words. It's ink. Increased and increase. Ink. At the back of your mouth. So, increase. Next one, 89. У меня есть чугунная сковорода. I have a cast frying pan. I have a cast iron frying pan. So, iron, strange, isn't it? We write I-R-O-N, but we say I-un. Iron. Iron. No r. Don't say the r. Iron. Cast iron. Of course, iron is железо. The railway is made of iron. Iron. And in чугун, there is железо. That's why it's cast iron. An iron frying pan. Now, утюг is I bought a new iron. Why? I think because a long time ago, irons used to be made of iron. 100 years ago, irons were made of iron. And that's why they're called irons. The action, gладить. I hate ironing. Maybe you'll need to practice pronunciation here. Ironing, ironing. I hate it. I hate ironing. А если рубашки не глажены? These shirts are not ironed. Ironed. They're not ironed. They need ironing. And word number 90, the last one in this set. Я думаю, что это уловка. I think it's a trick. Although it could be, I think it's a trap. A trap is to catch somebody. A trap is to catch somebody. A trick is to deceive somebody. The magician фокусник начал свой шоу с карточного фокуса. Focus is also a trick. The magician started his show with a card trick. Trick. Because magicians also deceive us. Trick. Если просто обманули меня, they tricked me. They deceived me. So to trick and to deceive are synonyms, but deceive is more formal. Trick is less formal. They tricked me. It was a trick. And it was a tricky question. We also quite often use this word tricky. At least I use it quite often. Let's see if other people do. It's sometimes used. It's a tricky business. Вот это сложное дело. It's a tricky business. That's a tricky question. Сложно ответить. Tricky. It's a bit tricky. But there's a phrase. It was a trick question. And that has another meaning. A trick question is a question that tricks you. And a tricky question is just a difficult question. So it's a tricky question, it's difficult. It's a trick question, it's a question designed to trick you. Okay, and that's another set of 10. So it's time to press pause and go and practice the words on hopkinsenglish.com. And then come back and we'll do another 10. Alright, word 91. Ей не хватает веры в себя. We already talked about she's insecure, which works in this case. She lacks self-belief. Self-belief. Вера в себя. Self-belief. 92. В этой коробке мои любимые книги. So in Russian, there's no verb here. В коробке мои книги. But in English, this box contains my favourite books. So of course, you can also talk about, a sauce. This sauce contains 3 ingredients. And in that case, in Russian, there is a verb, I think, like содержание соуса. But we also use contains. When it's not содержание, it's just the stuff that's in the box or in the container. This wardrobe contains all my clothes. This hard drive contains all my photos. And in that context, when we talk about a container, I don't think there's a direct Russian translation. Anyway, next. Посмотрите на страницу содержимого. Look at the contents page. So the word contents comes from contain. This is the page which tells you what the book contains. It's the contents page, what the book contains. But the stress moves. Contains, second syllable. Contents, first syllable. Open your mouth. Contents. Contents. Okay, number 93. У этого автомобиля мощный двигатель. What's двигатель in English? This car has a powerful engine. I could use connected speech. A powerful engine, because engine begins with E. Powerful engine. It's not a difficult word, I don't think. Engine. Engine. What's interesting about engine is that the N is stretched. Engine. Engine. The first N. So we say engine. Because we don't want to say don't make the vowel big. Engine. 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 94. Недостаточно доказательств для вынесения обвинительного приговора подозреваемому. There is not enough доказательства. There is not enough evidence to convict the suspect. I always find it strange that in Russian, if you look up the word evidence, proof, you get доказательства. But evidence and proof are different things. Evidence suggests that something is true. But proof proves that something is true. So evidence, we can talk about evidence on one side and evidence on the other side. So evidence pushes in one direction. But proof, уже все. If we have proof, that's it. We have the truth because we have proof. It proves it. So I don't know why there's not another word for evidence. In Russian, it's all доказательства. But what about proof? I don't know. Russian seems to lack this word. But you need to know the difference between evidence, which suggests, and proof, which proves. Definitely. So evidence, maybe. Proof, definitely. There's also a nice adjective, actually. Evidently. Evidently, you haven't done your homework. The teacher could say that if a child doesn't know the answer to a question. Well, evidently, видимо. Evident. So evidence, вот, видимо. Видимо. Нет, мы не уверены еще. Evidently. Okay. Курение в помещении запрещено. Everybody knows this word. Smoking indoors is forbidden. But please pronounce it correctly. Forbidden. Forbidden. Not forbid. Forbidden. At the beginning. Almost no vowel. Forbidden. Hold it. Forbidden. 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 No big vowels. Forbidden. It's forbidden. Bidden. Practice it. Forbidden. 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 You can do it. Okay. Вы можете оставить свое пальто в прихожей. What's прихожая in this context? You can leave your coat in the hall. So hall is a funny word. It's the same root as zal in Russian, I'm sure. Zal, hall. You can see how they come from the same word. And I guess hall can be almost any room. A concert hall. A music hall. You can even have a beer hall. Not hole. Hall. A place for drinking. So a hall can be a big room. The entrance hall. But in big aristocratic houses, there was an entrance hall. Quite a big room for guests to enter when they arrived. But nowadays, the entrance to any apartment can be the hall. So, прихожая, the hall. Leave your hat, leave your coat in the hall. 97. Мы остановились в роскошном отеле. Роскошный. We stayed in a luxury hotel. Luxury. Lots of L in luxury. What words come after luxury? Luxury. Let's have a look. He loves luxury cars. The government imposed a luxury tax. An extra tax on luxury goods. It's an extra tax on luxury goods and luxury items. Luxury. Lots of not a lot of not luxury, but luxury. Luxury. Okay. The next one. 50 человек записались на курс. Записались. Phrasal verb. What do? They 50 people signed up for the course. When I think about this phrasal verb, I always imagine a piece of paper on the wall where people can sign their name. So they put their name up on the wall. They sign up. They signed up for the course. 99. Мы нашли несколько медвежьих следов. What is след? Следы. We found some bear tracks. Now, oops. It's a bear print. Lots of bear prints make a bear track. So a print is when you find only one. But if you find a lot going somewhere, it's a track. Because a track is something moving. And if we track something, then we follow its movement. So мы используем это устройство для отслеживания китов. We use this device to track the whales. Nie. Wales, the country. The whales. Pronunciation of Wales, kit, and Wales, Wales is the same, so the computer doesn't know. To track the whales. It's a tracking device. Охотники выследили оленя. The hunters tracked the deer. Remember, after k, the d is pronounced t. Tracked. Tracked. They tracked the deer. Look at my lips. Tracked. They tracked the deer. Another one, lots of tracking going on. They attached a tracking device to the lion. Tracking. It followed it. There's another kind of track, of course, which is беговая дорожка at the stadium. I run on the track every day. On the track. And we also talk about don't run on the train tracks. Railway tracks. Railroad tracks. That's the American version. Railroad. British railway. Tracks. They go somewhere. And so does a forest track. I can't drive my car on this forest track. So a track is less than a road. So that's why listnaya doroga, I think track is quite a good word, because it's not good enough to be a road. It's more of a track. You can just see it going through the forest, but it's not super clear. It's a track. So track, go somewhere. Useful word. And the last one in today's lesson. Это здание такое уродливое. Страшное, уродливое. That building is so... That building is so ugly. It's ugly. Ugly. Don't say ugly. Relax your lips. Ugly. It's such an ugly building. It's such an ugly building. With connected speech. Such an ugly building. And that's all. Well done. 50 more words. Now, you need to learn them all. You need to practice them all. You need to pronounce the words lots of times to get all these words into your active vocabulary. So, head over to Hopkins English, and if you've bought the full version of the course, then you can practice. Thank you for joining me. See you soon for the next set of 50 words. Bye.